Hi guys, and welcome back. Sorry it's been a while. Been super busy over the last 3 weeks. Going to the UK Games Expo, which was absolutely fantastic. And then getting bogged down in work and shift patterns and life in general. So been a bit of a nightmare, but I have managed to get some steps done on the Stompa project. I've decided to skip straight past the ugly stage, past the priming and the airbrushing, because let's face it, that really isn't very exciting. Just me with a spray can and an airbrush going psh a lot. And decided to get some paint loaded and show you what we've got so far. So this is no means by anywhere near finished, but it just gives an idea of how it's looking. So without further ado, it's starting to look like a thing. As you can see, I've gone with the sort of similar colour pattern to the rest of my army. So I've done the stippled sponging on all the edges of the main panels, and then painted up the little extra plates to look like they've been slammed over the top. I've got my chevrons going on because all of my orcs, all the big ones of vehicles, all feature chevrons of some kind. I've got an idea of what I want to do with the big squishy roller, so I want to put a lot of weathering on that, make it look all rusted and gnarly, like you're not just going to get squashed, you're also going to get a nasty dose of tetanus from it as well. So doing going to be lots of weathering on this. So at the moment we're just putting base coats down, picking out some bits that need coloured. This bit I actually hadn't realised I hadn't taken off the protective plastic film bit, so I had to do that and stick that back on and all that kind of jazz. So that needs to be painted up, silvered up, all this kind of stuff. Before I started doing it, painting everything, I added on some chains as well to the platform where the big mech's going to be stood with his grots. I feel as soon as I added the chains on, that just gave it kind of a bit of perspective on it, on the size of the machine. If it was real life, like if this was real life, this would have to be a super thick chain. So it just, I don't know, just sort of like brings it into a little bit of perspective, and yeah, looks quite nice. With these panels here, these green ones, I want to do like a proper camouflage print effect on there, so it looks like they've been taken off of one vehicle. With the tracks and the other Lehman Rust bits, I've started doing some like Imperial Guard camouflage prints, so that engine and the tracks have just been looted straight off of the tanks, off the battlefield. And then all the other bits of the Lehman Rust I've tied in. So there's going to get some more greens on there and some like black little dashes, I think, just to really give it a nice different camouflage effects appeal and make it look like this thing really has been cobbled together from all kinds of manner of parts, which kind of really it has. So with the ammo feed for the turret, I kind of was a bit of a loss of how to make it look like it was being a belt fed kind of cannon. I just found some pieces that just randomly fit in those areas, painted them up, and then slammed some big bolts in between. And I think that looks quite nifty, to be honest. We're going to have a little power plant at the back here, which was the bumper of the big wheel toy truck. So I'm going to give like a glowing generator effect to the back of the head. Added on a little totem pole at the front. And we'll do some light effect with the eye. Got to work on the grots. But I just wanted to do a little step just to show that I haven't forgotten about you. I have been working, I have been busy on this, and I think it's now starting to come together. I decided to go for a sort of greeny blue for the oil drums here and here. I'm going to try and do some freehand, like little logos, so they look like a modern day oil company. And with the Space Marine bits, I thought I'd go with a dark blue and maybe paint on bits of a red fist kind of hand like that. So those who know the lore will appreciate that, hopefully. But yeah, he's coming along. He's definitely starting to look like an actual stompery, beastie, scary, rolling machine of death, which is kind of what I wanted to go with it. But yeah, next steps will be more painting, weathering, and I've got some of these little back plates that go with the knobs kits. So I don't know if you can see there, I've made some little moulds and I'm going to be sticking some little bits around just to really further customise it. Those bits were done using blue stuff as a like a thermoplastic. So if you've got like little smaller parts that are pretty 2D, really, it's quite handy doing that because you can just keep a constant supply rather than having to keep buying from eBay or from wherever. And because you're using it for personal use, it's all good. Just don't sell them. But as for the rest of it, this is how he's all looking. I'm going to start working on the grots and all the other crew. But that's it for now. And as always, I'll see you next time. And don't forget to drill your barrels.